Okay, we are live. Just hold tight a few. Welcome to this week's Teaching Raid live stream on Sarlona. Been a couple weeks since we had one of these events. If this is your first time tuning in, these events are something that we've been doing for several years, actually, in the winter and spring, and we're at the tail end of the 2017 season right now, where we take in folks that are new to these raids and we teach them how they work. So sometimes they're just like complete raid newbies. Sometimes they're people that are new to the game totally, or maybe it can even be people that have been playing for a long time but just maybe new to the raids that we're doing on any given event. Tonight is kind of a special event that we call our Death to Sulamati's extravaganza, where it's a sort of, we've grouped 3 raids together by the theme of every raid that Sulamati's makes an appearance in. So we're first going to be doing Vision of Destruction, and then after that we're going to be doing Tower of Despair, and then after that we're going to be doing Epic Chronoscope. On the way to Vision of Destruction, we'll be sort of teaching people how to navigate through the subterranean, and we're going to be showing folks how to find Garamel, the giant chieftain rare that has a whole bunch of named items that can drop from his chest. So I'm going to take a few minutes to get the newbies in here, the folks that are signed up for the event. Everybody here that's part of the group right now are my guildies, and they're just here to help make things a smooth run. I just have 3 folks that are newer to the raids and still learning that are signed up, so I'm going to get them. And so if you're watching the live stream, you have plenty of time to go grab a drink or a smoke or something like that before the action gets started. I will be watching the live chat, but as always when we do these events, my attention is primarily focused on the raid and the stuff with the people in group, but I will be watching the live chat and answering questions when I can. Hi Robo, welcome.
Thanks, Ginger. Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you? Yeah, welcome.
Just gathering the folks that are signed up. Everybody that's already in the party besides you, Robo, are my guildies here to help out, make sure things are smooth. Got a couple more people to invite.
Great. Cool. It's great to meet everyone.
Hi Ravens, welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm glad you could make it. I got one more person to bring in here who signed up. So yeah, if you guys are watching this and you're following Reaper Life, there's a couple people here from that series. Actually, a few. Nimbin, Syax, and Ina. Pretty awesome. Hey Noah, welcome. If there's anybody, we have one space. There's one spot open, so if there's anybody watching the live stream, you want to get in on this, if you're still learning these raids, just chime in. Hey Amber Cyan, good to see you here. Well, Hunter, I have one spot, and it's for people that are newer to or still learning these raids. So we're doing Vision of Destruction, Tower of Despair, and Epic Chronoscope. So, you know, if you've done them a few times, is okay. If you still feel like you have something to learn, but if you're already pros at those raids, then I'd like to save this spot at least for now for somebody who's a little bit newer to it. All right, guys. So we are live streaming, and just want to make sure y'all knew that. And so we have everybody here. Well, 8 of the folks that are here are my guildies to help make sure things are smooth, and we got 3 people that are new to or still learning these raids. We're gonna get started in the subterranean here in just a minute, but I just want to know, like, I don't think the 3 people that are here have attended a teaching raid event before. So Noah, Ravens, and Robo, have you guys attended one of these teaching raids events before? Okay, crap. I didn't... No, I thought maybe you had, but Ravens, I didn't... Well, in any event, welcome back. And Robo, welcome to your first teaching raid. This is something that we do during the winter and spring every year. But actually, this is the end of the season. We only have one more teaching raid event for 2017. Next week is going to be riding the storm out, the new Update 35 raid. But since you're new, I want to make sure that you realize that... hold on a second, I think I have one more person that wants in. Amber, most of the time that I do live streams, I just flip it on. But as far as you must have got a notification this time, because you were right here right away. Hey Black, welcome. You've been to one of our teaching raids events before, right? Okay. Well, I want to make sure that we do have at least one person here that hasn't, so I want to make sure that you guys know that this is a learning environment. I'm going to be explaining how everything works, but if you are, you want more explanation at any point, you are lost or confused, just ask questions at any point, even if I'm talking. Like, I'm going to be doing a lot of explaining, so don't hesitate to interrupt me if you're lost or something like that. So, let's see. The quest giver for Vision of Destruction is Delmarian over here. Or Delvarian. Thank you. Go ahead and step in, don't move. We're going to be doing Vision of Destruction first, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to find a Garamel, the giant rare that's down here. I want to know, like, who here of the 4 folks that are signed up, so Robo, Ravens, Noah, and Black Helmet, have any of you never done Vision of Destruction before? Or, because sometimes when we do subterranean raids, like last time we literally had a couple people that have never even stepped foot in the subterranean before. It's like, have you guys even been down into the subterranean? You've done it once, Robo? Okay. I remember, Robo, you said something about wanting to get your revenge because you didn't do too well when you did it the first time, right? Okay, cool. Well then, there'll be plenty of stuff for you guys to learn, which is awesome. I'm really glad that you guys could attend this. Alright, pretty much everybody's here, I think, except for one of my guildies, so let's go ahead and get some buffs. Let's make sure you have Featherfall on.
I'm running over there now.
Okay, cool. Take your time. We're just gonna go do Garamel first. Is there anybody here that's really new to the subterranean? Like, you don't know your way around here well? Or if you have never even stepped foot in here? Have you ever even been down here, Black Helmet? Don't know it very well. Okay. Okay, cool. Alright, well, we are going to jump over the edge, and we're going to Featherfall down to the right. Okay, that's awesome. Now, a lot of people forget, they don't have Featherfall on or something, and then they end up, falling down to the bottom. So what I want to do is I don't want to continue right now. I want us to actually jump down so that you guys can, when you're new, the subterranean could be really confusing. So I just want you to see, like, if you fall down there, you can come right back up with the ramp. So go ahead and jump down. And I'm also going to be showing you, giving you some tips about navigating your way through the subterranean, because there's some things that are good to know. Like these runes that you see on the floor down here. Anytime you see runes on the floor, floating in the air, on the wall, they will do an AoE debuff. So it's not a big deal, but it's good to know. That's what those explosions that you see are. And we can hit this rune over here, maybe a rare will spawn. Nope. But this is one explorer down here, the bizarre ritual site. Right there when we first fell down. No rare. We can go ahead and take the ramp up on the other side. Or wait a minute, no, this is the side. Right here, just go ahead and take this ramp up. And then make a left when you get to the top of this ramp here, and we're gonna go up another ramp. And there's a shrine over there. Bunch of living spells in this section. They're kind of scary when you're at level, but if you're over level, no big deal. Notice there's a rune on the wall here, and it does that same AoE debuff. So if you know, go wide right of that rune, it won't trigger that. Also, anytime you see light shining through the ceiling or the floor or the walls, doesn't matter what color the light is, that will also do that same kind of AoE debuff. These floating runes right here, same thing. Does the AoE debuff. So you want to stay out of those.
Boo.
Yeah.
You want to mention those symbols and the planar symbols?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about like how to find Garamel once we get to the first important ones.
Okay.
So like I said, we're going to go do Garamel, which is a rare that's always up. There's a giant chieftain who's in a really cool looking shaft. If you've never, has anybody not done Garamel before? Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, you want to pick up all treasure bags. So let's come back to these steps, guys. I want to show you something right where I am. But yeah, pick up all treasure bags. They're planar shards. And you can use planar shards to get some rewards. You can turn them in. There's a guy right there in the marketplace by the vendors. Most significantly, for 150 of them, you can get a large bag of your choice. So a large gem bag, collectibles bag, or ingredients bag.
Speaking of collectibles, one on my dot.
So to find Garamel, and he's always up. Every time you step into the subterranean, he will always be there. But he's in three. He can be in one of three different locations, and there's a way to tell how to find him. What we're going to be looking for is, if you look in front of us, you'll see these floating runes here. And after this point, we're going to be sort of reading those runes, if you will, to direct us to the correct portal that has Garamel in any given instance. Now at this set of runes, we're always going to go left. It's always left here. If we're going to the raids, we'd go right, but we're going to go do Garamel, and that's to the left. Always left there. Help yourself to the collectible if you like. Some light shining through the walls here that will debuff you. More light that will debuff you. This is the first set of runes that we want to read. And it's very simple. You don't have to know any arcane language or anything. We're just looking for the G symbol that's on the outside of it. If you look on the left side, you'll see there's kind of looks like a backwards G. That symbol right there. Whatever side that backwards G is on, that's the direction you want to go. If it was on the right side, we would go to the right, and that would be the portal that would have Garamel. But it's on the left side here, so we're going to go to the left. Doesn't matter whether we go up or down here, but we want to keep going to the west and around the corner. And there's a collectible back here in the light. And there's a shrine, and then there's going to be a beholder that always spawns as pretty much as soon as you open this door. If you come here from the other way, which you can, that beholder won't be there until you open the door. Don't go down yet. I do want to show you that the next symbols that we're going to read are right here. This circle of floating runes. Notice that there's that G-shaped symbol inside the circle on the right. So that means we want to go to the right. But I don't want to go there yet. We're going to backtrack because I want to show you the final place that he can be. But your only two choices here would be to the right or straight. If that G wasn't there, that would mean you would go straight. If it was there, which is where it is, it would always be there, like in the middle on the right side, you would go to the right. But let's go straight for now, just so I can show you the third location that it'll be. Collectible back here, crude altar.
And a flaming shard.
Now we're going to go to the north. And there's another collectible. And this is the final set of runes that we would be looking for. And if Garamel was here, there would be a G to the right, on the right side of it. But the reality is, if we were ever to get to this point, if Garamel wasn't in the first two locations, then he would be here. This is the last location that he could potentially be. And to pull up the portal that Garamel, you know, to get to his chamber, you would hit this rune here, or any of the runes, and it would be like a green-blue portal if it was the right one. If it was the wrong portal, then it would just be this red-black portal that spawns trash. This is the wrong one, so we're just going to backtrack.
This is gonna be fun.
What?
I miss doing this. The Sun Sword runs.
Oh, Garamel runs, yeah. Back in the day, like, if you haven't been playing DDO for years, like, when I first started playing, like, people would post entire raid groups just to come down here and do Garamel, and sometimes they'd wipe. Back when the level cap was 20, he was that hard, you know, back in 2009, 2010.
Icy runs.
Icy Raymond runs, yeah. He drops some really awesome stuff. There's a really high chance, don't jump in yet, though, guys, that, you know, he's like 50% chance that he'll drop a named item. So you're gonna appear in a very tall shaft, guys, a circular shaft, and we're gonna drop down, and there's gonna be traps that shoot out from the walls and from the pillar in the center. So go ahead and jump in and keep your feather fall on for now, because I want to show you something. It's okay. It's largely irrelevant by today's standards, but just, you know, for the sake of teaching. If you look down, you'll see these ring of runes. If you fall through the center of the ring of runes, you will avoid the traps. Now, by today's standards, the traps don't do a lot of damage. But back in the day, they were devastating. But really, at this point, don't even bother trying to do that. Just take your feather fall off and fall quickly to the bottom.
Just like playing Pilot Wings or something.
Now, I want to tell you that people will swear to you on their grandmother's grave that jumping down here will cause you to get flung up. I promise you that is not the case. The anti-gravity effect in here is random. It can happen even after Garamel's dead. You can be standing still, you can be on the steps, you can be up by the chest. It doesn't matter. It's totally random.
Collectible in the gold.
Welcome to one of the biggest gold piles in the game. See, we got flung up even after he's dead. But yeah, you can, there's like 20 gold piles you can click on. It's like a collectible or two out here. So help yourself to that if you like. And then there's two chests up here. Both can drop named item. There are a couple items down that only drop from these chests. There's Tira's Splendor, which is a rune arm, and there is a robe called an Icy Raiment. But then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that rarely can drop in other level appropriate chests, but commonly drop here, like Luck Blade, Sun Blade. And some of them are still pretty cool. By today's standards, Luck Blade is literally the only heroic weapon that has 3 slots. So highly customizable.
Yay!
Tira's Splendor. Very nice. Dwarven Thrower.
Rip.
Sunblade, Gratzvana. I guess you could get this stuff with Mythic on it now, too. That'd be pretty cool. Get like a Mythic Sunblade.
No, well, the stuff that only drops here, no, but the stuff that can drop another chest, sure.
Okay.
Wilderness
Anyone
is
want
treated
the
as
sunlight?
normal, though, so no mythic.
I didn't realize that. What are the rules for Mythic dropping then? It's just only in quests?
Only in quests, and I think Elite or higher, or maybe Hard and higher,
Okay.
but definitely Elite or higher.
Yeah, Sunblade's cool. It's good flagged. It does extra damage against undead.
I have the old ones. They didn't have logs.
Oh, Sayak got the Icy Raiment. Cool. And that's not bound anymore. It's totally unbound until you equip it.
Oh, wow. Anybody else for the Dwarven Thrower? Okay, looks like it's yours, Black.
D100 low on the Icy Raiment. So this chest is farmable. You can come in here and do Garamel. Like I said, he's up every single time, and you just have to know how to find him. If you can read those runes, it'll lead you directly to him. Any questions about Garamel before we move on to Vision of Destruction?
Sam, are you gonna actually use it, or are you just gonna vendor it?
It's for my druid monk.
Alright. Going once, twice. Sold to him.
I remember ransacking this chest.
Oh, hell yeah,
Long
dude.
ago.
Go ahead and go through the portal. And this is going to put us at the bottom of the first chamber when we first came into the subterrane, where I had y'all jump down to. We're just going to take the ramp right back up.
Yeah, Sunblade is awesome for rogues, especially when they're low level and trying to deal with undead. It does slashing damage, and it's also treated as a short sword, so your rogue is automatically proficient. Normally they have trouble because they can't get sneak attacks off.
Red spot's not too bad too.
Sunblade has kind of a cool...
It's basically a bastard sword, but light.
yeah, it's much... If you equip it, it has much larger... It's much larger than most short swords.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a bastard sword.
Nimbin and Noah, are you guys lost? Hold up, everyone. We got some people that are lagging behind. There we go.
Sorry, I'm trying to rearrange bars to fit that Tiras. Because it will come in handy for me, the silver bypass.
Oh, it's okay, Noah. I just watched the map. I saw a couple dots wandering away. So this is where we will diverge from our previous route. We went left here before to go to Garamel, but we're going to go right now. You go out right here to get to either of the raids, whether you're doing Vision of Destruction or Hound of Zoriat. We're only doing Vision of Destruction down here. So like I said, the theme of tonight's event is doing every raid in the game that has Sulamatis in it. You just hit this rune here to pop the portal. Go ahead and go through the portal.
Just linking it for those who couldn't get a good look at it earlier.
And if you turn around when you go through the portal, you'll see there's a rune here on the wall. You can click that, and And sometimes it'll spawn a rare. And he's not up. If it's not the rare, it'll just spawn trash. Be careful you don't fall down, but somebody invariably falls here. So what I want to do is, anybody who's new, I want you to go ahead and jump down. So that if you ever join a pug and you fall down here, you don't panic. Go ahead and jump down if you're new.
Oh, nice. The silver stays even if you just junked it.
I just want to show you that it's a very small area down here. No big deal. And then we're just going to take the ramp back up.
Yeah, a lot of people will come down here and trigger all the mobs, and then you end up with like 7 party members dead.
It was really bad back in the day when the level cap was 20. Dealing with a red DA in here. Yeah, I've been having problems with the live stream lately. I don't know why.
I'm lost.
Okay, Ravens, let's see, where are you? Don't move, folks. Very easy to get lost in here. I think I know where
It's
you're
so
at.
dark.
I was trying to follow the arrows, and you guys are somewhere I'm not.
Yep. It's so dark that it's easy to get lost. Alright, Ravens, you must be above me, because I am right on your dot. Can you fall down to me? I see, you were way up there. Come on down. Just jump over the edge. Vanna and I are down here waiting for you.
Thank you.
Alright, yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Just gotta go this way. You can actually get to the raid by going up there or going down, or staying on the lower road, I should say. Most groups are gonna go the low road. And if we were to take this portal that spawns from touching this rune on the west wall, then that would go to, like, if you're going to Hound of Zoriat, the heroic raid. The legendary Hound of Zoriat is just the entrances right in the market, but the heroic one is down here in the subterranean. Alright, this part is very important that we don't kill stuff. What we want to do is leave any tieflings alive. You can kill the devils. Oh, it's already lit. No, it's not. Never mind. But, okay, if you guys look here, you'll see. Don't touch the red light. Notice that there are some pressure plates that light up. Like, you can toggle them just by walking over them. And if you touch the red light, you will die immediately. There's no save. And we need to light up all 5 of these lights, and one of them is inside the red light. So what we have to do is lure the mobs through there. So please don't kill the tieflings, otherwise we'll have no good way to light that up. But it looks like somebody came in here and killed a bunch of stuff already, which is what I wanted not to happen. But there's still some mobs. So let's try to make this happen. Oh, Meister, you're
They
able.
also fixed the trick that
You were not able to do it.
there used to be a trick where you could use divine intervention to keep yourself alive through the light and step on it, but now players can't activate that center switch even if they somehow survive the red light.
Don't kill any more mobs, folks.
Jeez, we're down to one archer right here.
Yep. And I had his aggro because I was trying to lead him through, but somebody else has
Ooh.
grabbed his aggro.
I must hit the side of that. Vanna! Yeah, I was just trying to
Light
like pass through on the
Get
side.
that one
and
on the
try to
side,
lure
guys. We're there. The
both
center
flanks.
one's lit. Get that lit, Meister. Okay, we're good to go. It's all lit now. You can kill everything now.
Oh, nice job, guys.
Two shards over here
Okay, this is another
on
part.
the eastern button.
Another part where people invariably fall and get lost. So if you are new, or if you just feel like it, go ahead and jump down. Remember, don't touch the red light. Don't even get near it. Don't look at it. Don't taunt it. Go ahead and jump down to the bottom. There's ravens, there's black. And we're just going to go to the northeast corner of this chamber to get back up.
Not to do with anything involving the raid, but God, I'm loving this bow.
Which bow? Oh, nice. There's a bridge of runes that we can cross here. And then we're going to go up these ramps. There's a bunch of mobs to kill. Looks like it's already been cleared. And then there's a lever over here that needs to be pulled in order to open up. There's a flame barrier down there to the side. So I want to make sure the new folks are here with me. Robo's with me. I see Noah there across the
Black.
way.
Up the
Black
ramp.
helmet. Yep, come with me.
Don't pull the lever yet, please. Come over here to where I am. I want you to look down to the side. I want you to see that flame barrier that's down there. This lever here will open up that flame barrier. And when we did the red lights, there was another barrier before we could even get into this section that was brought down by lighting the lights. So we'll pull this lever. And you can also go up if you want to get a nice bird's eye view of the zone. It's kind of neat up here. Gives you a different.
Assuming you can see it through all the dark.
Yeah, if you don't have your gamma turned up very high, it's hard to see anything. But it gives you just a top-down view of like the red light zone, or the red light area and stuff. If you ever had to get back to the other side, the way that you would do that is over here. That's where I was earlier. I went up there, and then I jumped down to that light earlier. But if I were to go over there, that would take me back to like the other side of this zone. Okay, we can jump down. Help yourself to the treasure chest at the shrine. This is a raid that people don't really run that much anymore, but even though it's, you know, like a 9-year-old raid or something, it predates my DDO time, there's still some loot in here that's still relevant by today's standards. Most significantly would be the Tharn's goggles. they still hold up really well even by today's standards. Does anybody have a pair that they can link? And we've actually been doing this during our Reaper lives at level 18, and you can even do it. You know, when you're heroic leveling at 20. You know, if you're not doing Reaper at level 20, you can do it on Elite and get full bravery bonus, and it's pretty good XP. You know, and it's easy to shorthand. So that's another point. This is a very easy. This is a very soloable raid. So even if you're not a raider, you know, you could easily bring your level 30 down here and come in here and just smash it. You know, try if you've never done that before, do it on normal first. You know, and if you think that's too easy, do it on hard. And when you got hard down, do it on elite and so on. But yeah, we just did this. We brought a full Reaper level 18 crew down here and did this the other night. It was fun. But we're not going to be able to do it on Reaper mode because we are way too over level. We're just going to do it on elite. So go ahead and step in. Don't go through the next portal though. But you know, this is going to be, because we have level 30s in here and a lot of them, this is going to be at like a very easy kind of a blow off raid. I mean, this is only a level 18 to 20 raid, and you know, now the level cap is 30.
Line up.
We're going to smoke it. But the old school thing to do would be line up along the right wall, and if you are doing this at level, you would want to take it more seriously, you know, and have people line up against the right wall for buffs.
Speaking of buffs, does anybody want deadly weapons, good weapons, silver weapons?
We're going to be fighting a Horned Devil. Sulamati is a Horned Devil, so his DR is silver and good. I believe that's all devils are DR and good, or DR is silver and good.
Sully is good and silver both. The devils can be either. Broken by either.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to keep track of who asked for what.
Alright, let's go ahead and get some masses. Meister, can you do mass death ward, please? Meister, did you do mass death ward?
Don't tell me what to do.
Thanks, buddy. Death ward's important to have in here so Sully can level drain you.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead and step in, but don't move. Go ahead and click on the green-blue portal, but do not move. Don't step in the spikes ahead of us. Yeah, don't step in the spikes in front of us. They hurt. There are going to be 8 trap boxes in here. If you look around the room, you're going to see that some of the walls are like metal, and on those metal walls, each of them has 2 trap boxes. You can see somebody already found one on the right. If we don't disable those, and I don't want us to disable them, because I want the new folks to see what happens when these traps don't get disabled. So for the trappers,
That's fine.
let's leave. You can go ahead and disable a couple boxes, but leave 4 of them.
I'll wait until the thing that happens, if you don't disable, happens, and then I'll disable them for the XP.
Great. If you look up, you'll see Sulamati's up there on his perch. And once we move around, there's going to be 4 Orthons that spawn. If you're doing this on High Skull Reaper mode at level, probably a good idea to have a dedicated Sully tank and a dedicated Orthon tank. But because we're level 30 and
Another
it's just
way we
elite,
used to do it.
we're going to smoke it.
Before all the power creep, that is how we had to do it, even on normal and hard.
I guess I'll tank him, unless somebody else wants to. Actually, he doesn't even really need to be tanked, because because we're so over level and he's not going to probably even hurt anybody. But if you come in here, like, if you're doing this at level 18 on Reaper mode, and you do it at about 4 skulls or above, anybody with less than about 400 hit points is going to constantly die. Because his chain lightnings and his delayed blast fireball are pretty intense. But typically what you want to do when you're taking this raid more seriously is the tank wants to back into one of these little cubbies, like where I am now, where I'm jumping up and down. And then everybody else will beat on Sully from behind. And then when the trash spawns, people break off Sully and work on the trash. Like I said, we did this the other night.
Keep in mind he does.
Go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say, keep in mind he does do the healing curse thing. So if you are tanking him, you are going to have to, bring a lot of curse pots. If you're going to be a fleshy, unless you're going to do a Warforged mode and, either just have someone, hit you
Here we
with
go.
constructs or whatnot.
Notice there's a bunch of whirly traps around. That's what happens if you don't disable the trap boxes in the beginning. If you need to get away from these ever, you just jump into one of these cubbies on the side. Trappers can go ahead and disable them now, if you would, please. If you want to
They're all
see,
to be bad.
if you want to see a video of us doing it on Reaper mode, we did it, like I said, on 5 Skull, and we live streamed it the other night. The video's up on my channel. And we did that was a max level 18 group for full Reaper XP. It was fun. Like I said, it's a very soloable raid, so for those of you who haven't done this before, I'd love for in 3 days when you're off timer, come back down here on your own on normal or something, or you and a friend come down here on whatever difficulty you're comfortable with and give it a try. It's fun to do. And if you forget to find your way here, you forget how to find your way, you could just watch the video of the live stream we're doing now. And it really helps you learn it better, when you solo raids like this. And if you are interested in soloing raids, this is like the first one. This or like the Demon Queen raid would really be like at the top of the list for raids to learn to solo. You learn the raids so much better because suddenly you're forced to do everything. You're in the position you got to do all the whatever traps or puzzles or open the way or whatever the case is. So it forces you to learn every aspect of the raid and how to get there, etc. So he's just taking a smoke break now as he does. There'll be a few rounds of trash and then he'll come back down. He's up on his perch again. But these chain lightnings that he does while he's up there, like I said, if you're doing this on Reaper 4 or above, if you have less than 400 hit points, that will likely one-shot you.
You will die often.
The best thing for somebody to do, if they do this on Reaper and they have lower hit points, is just stay away from the group. Be on the other side of the zone. At least while he's throwing chain lightnings.
I also put some advice in party chat.
Yeah, fire, electric, sonic resist, all very important in here. The Orthons do sonic damage with their repeaters. And so
Visually, you have nothing to worry about with the fireballs if you're standing back, but chain lightning can shock you with how far it reaches.
he's going to do the chain effect like he does on Smash Bang right now. Makes it hard for you to move. It really sucks when the tank gets that because the tank can't move around really quickly, and Sully likes to teleport around, and when he does, his aggro resets. So sometimes it can be challenging for the tank to reestablish aggro if they're chained.
One thing I want to bring up is if you examine him, you'll notice that he's immune to 4th level spells and lower. So that's super important if you are bringing a caster in here, just to make sure that you're actually going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, your Shirabi spammer ain't gonna do jack.
That's a really good point. Thank you for mentioning that. So it's the mantle of invulnerability. If you examine him, that's what gives him the immunity to 4th level and lower spells. The Demon Queen has that when she goes to war as well. So that was it. We killed him super fast because we're all way over level. But one of the things I want to mention, if you ever do this at Reaper, during the final beatdown, you're going to get these waves of bats that come out, these detonator bats that will explode on impact. Now, they're not a big deal, but the thing is, every wave of those bats that spawn can spawn Reapers. And so, if you're taking a long time to beat down Sully during that final beatdown, you can start getting Reapers pile up. It can get really, really scary. So just be aware of that.
The same is also true in the mid spawns of bats when the traps come up. You may not even make it to the end of the raid to worry.
Any waves of trash can spawn Reapers. The scary thing about the end, though, is that you just get wave after wave after wave of bats, so the Reapers can pile up quickly.
And yeah, because we killed him so fast, some of the stuff is just scripted.
Anybody get any named loot? Looks like Braciers of the Glacier dropped.
I already still have one from way back when, so it's going to be up for roll.
Same here.
Vengeful Protector.
Yellow Deponent.
No mythic items. No Tharns.
Those
Tharns
bracers are
pretty
pretty
rare.
handy. The bracers are still pretty handy even by today's standards. Arch Magi at level 13, even if you just use it to throw some buffs and then take it off.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Plus it procs Cold Shield.
Welcome.
There's Braciers of the Glacier, Gloves of the Glacier, and then the third piece is the rune from the Dragon Touched armor. I wouldn't bother with 3-piece sets in here, though. Even the 2-piece sets probably really aren't worth going out of your way for. Okay, guys, don't forget to turn this in to Delvarian, just outside of the entrance to the subterrane. The next raid that we're going to be doing... Oh, does anybody have any questions about Vision of Destruction, how to get there, etc.? The next raid that we're going to be doing is Tower of Despair in Amrath. Is there anybody who's not staying... Okay, I thought there might be some people not flagged for that. Is there anybody else who's not staying for Tower of Despair?
This
Okay.
character's not flagged, but I can take a look on another one.
Yes, so that's the thing. Make sure you have your boots of anchoring. Of the new folks that are staying, so Noah, Ravens, and Robo, do you guys have your boots of anchoring? You don't? Okay, no problem. You're gonna need some items. Check your green bag. I'm gonna type in what you need. So, yep, mysterious artifacts, devil's keepsake, demon's blood, and pure Shavarath irons. The only thing they're used for is to make these boots. So check your green bags, and if you're missing any of those pieces, we have some leftover stuff from previous, that were donated to a previous event, so I'm happy to hook you up.
Digging through the TR cache to see where my set went.
Just gotta go through some bags.
Okay, cool.
I know I've got iron somewhere.
Thank you.
Welcome back. And like I said, whatever you don't have, I'm going to hook you up with. So just look to see what you got, and once you've taken a look, meet us in Amrath, and I'm going to be at the Planescaller, which is where you get the boots from.
Also, make sure the mats are not in your bag when you go to make them.
Okay, thank you.
And also, if you ever need boot mats and you don't feel like running Amrath, they do drop in Devil Assault.
Oh, okay, cool. I have everything.
Meister, I actually think I'm going to be making the run with some of the new folks anyway, so if you want to wait or do it on your own, it doesn't matter. Noah, do you have your boots? You lack the iron? Okay, no problem. I'm going to give you the iron right now. There you go. Yep, just talk to Leela here and tell her, I forget what the option is, but something about boots of anchoring, and she'll give them to you. Perfect. Yeah, everybody else, if you don't need boots or you don't need to make the run, take 5, go grab a drink, smoke, whatever you want to do.
You're gonna, if anybody needs to make the run, I'm assuming you're gonna take them in their own group, because raids can't go through Amrath, through the Shavarath Wilderness, rather.
I'm all set with that stuff, Noah. Thank you, though, very much. Appreciate it.
Alright, be right back.
I have to come the long way.
The long way to what?
Amara,
Okay, you don't have a ship's captain that can take you?
no.
I can invite you to our guild ship if you like, or you can run the long way, it doesn't matter.
Okay, just give me a sec to get off this ship. Would it be your captain or in cargo? Do you have a navigator?
The navigator won't bring you out here. You talk to the captain at the top.
Okay. Ready. Thank you.
Help yourself to the buffs there if you like.
Oh, I'd love to, but I don't have them on my ship.
Okay, Ravens, do you have all the ingredients that you need to make them?
Yes, I just have to get them out of my bag.
Okay, great. And let's see, who else? Robo, do you have your boots of anchoring? Awesome. Welcome back. Okay, does anybody need to make the run out to Tower of Despair? If you've already been there, you should be able to click on the teleporter here and click on an image of the secret entrance to Tower of Despair. But if you don't have that option, if you need to make the run, we can do that. So who needs to make the run? Who can't get there from the portal?
One sec.
Okay.
So the portal would offer it, or the...
Yeah, so normally there's just one option. It says an image of the devil battlefield. But if you have the other option, which you have to unlock, it says an image to this of the secret entrance to the Tower of Despair. Do you have that option? Okay. Everybody who needs to run, so Noah, Travelocity, Ravens, go ahead and drop. Robo, do you need to run out too? Okay, great. Then we'll meet you guys at the raid. Hey, Ravens.
Hey, thank you.
You jumped in before you joined the group. You jumped in this layer zone, so we might actually end up in two different instances. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Okay, we all need to jump out. Everybody get out. We're going to reset the instance, because we're in two different instances right now.
Okay, recalling.
Alright. I reset it just to make sure. Go ahead and go back in. And this run just takes a minute. Jump is definitely helpful. We won't even be worried about most of the trash, we'll just run right by it. Tower of Despair there. Just drag all the trash. There is a back way that you can get here. It takes a little bit longer, but here you can just jump over the wall by jumping onto these, onto this spot where I am. And you can just jump right over the wall. Go around the other side there, Ravens. There you go. And then just jump over. Once one person gets over, there's a lever that can open that door there. Okay, we're going to keep going to the north.
Jump down?
No, let's see, where'd you go? You're going to go to the north from there.
It's a wall.
Alright, I'm going to come back to you.
Where we landed?
Just follow me, I'm right here next to you. Don't worry about that trash. And then the secret entrance to the Tower of Despair is right here. Now once you're here, you want to talk to Ronar, Yugoloth Scout. And you're going to want to say something like, I may need to return. Something like that. That will give you the option from that original portal just to teleport directly here from now on, so you won't have to make that run. So make sure you talk to Ronar and tell him you may need to return. And then go ahead and now drop group, because we're going to need to rejoin the raid group. Thank you. Welcome back. And welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is a level 20 raid. Again, we're way over level, so we are going to smoke this. The maximum you could be to do this on Reaper would be level 26, so we'll have to do it on Elite. Go ahead and step in. You don't need to have your boots of anchoring on yet. It's for part 3 only, so I'll be sure to remind everybody. But I want to know who here has never done this raid before. That's not true. Oh, okay, we're gonna...
Thank you.
I've already made the mistake of not grabbing my boots. I thought my what are Kenneth propulsion boots? They look the same. I thought those were it.
I'm glad that you said that. So that's an important point. People get those mixed up all the time. The Kenneth boots of propulsion have the same graphics as the boots of anchoring. So be sure you don't get those mixed up.
Here, I'll come back. Let's go to my bank. Not like we're really getting much experience for this anyway.
No, we do get a little, though. Okay, guys. Just got a couple mobs to kill before we get to the rallying point, before things lock out. It's a bearded devil and an orthon. And this is where, like, if you step in, you know, and you're waiting for everybody, this is where people typically gather. And you don't want to go any further than this because the raid will lock out. There is a barrier that will come up in the hall further back. Looks like Vanna's not in yet. Are you going? You're going to get your boots?
Yeah, I went and grabbed them, so
Okay.
I'm almost back now. Yeah, good thing I noticed that before I got banished out of the raid.
Well, I guess if you rolled a 1, you might have.
You know I would have. If you don't have the boots, you're probably going to get the 1.
For those of you who have not done this raid before, and well, I guess you're all learning it. Is there anybody who hasn't done Shroud before? You don't know who Eretrikos is? And I'm just mentioning that because he's part of this storyline. Okay, the folks that are signed up, that are new to the raid, come on down here, or anybody else that wants to watch the movie. That's true, he's part of other storylines now too, not just Shroud.
Double scanned by this one.
Yep. So you pull this lever and this is what's going to lock out the raid. And you can watch the little movie down below. And there's Eretrikos. We're going to be fighting the judge, and there's going to be another guy named the jailer in part 1, and then Horath is going to appear. And he's the boss of the raid. Somebody's cleric aura is getting in my view screen. Whoever has the cleric aura, can you back away? It's like really interfering with my view, and I'm trying to show it for the live stream. Just move to the side.
Get it back away.
Meister, wake up. He's not paying attention.
Your cleric aura's in the way, dude. Back up.
Alright, we can go back, and we got some trash to clear on our way to part 1. I just want to show you on the, if you look at the map, we're going to be doubling back over some sections that we're passing through. In fact, where we saw that movie is where we're going right now. So right here is where we saw that action with Eretrikos and Horath, and if we look up to the left, there's that little box that we were looking from. And we'll be coming back through here again, but right now, to go to part 1, we'll pull this lever and go to the north. And then we're going to jump down this pit where the slave girl is hanging out at. And when we come back here after part 1, there'll be a flame barrier over this pit, and we'll be walking right back over it and back through that previous section to another zone. When you get to the bottom, and the spikes on the side won't hurt you, by the way. They look pretty menacing, but they won't hurt you. Don't move when you get to the bottom. So you can see the judge and the jailer, and traditionally the way that these are done is you have separate tanks for those, and then like the party might focus on the jailer or the judge first. It really just depends on what the leader wants to do. And there are different places that people like to fight them too. I personally like to take them over. If you look to the right, you'll see there's like a big garage door over there that will open later on. And I like to fight him in there because the judge does this anti-gravity effect where he just flings you in the air. And that can be pretty irritating, and if you have lower hit points, there are these spikes on the walls that can kill you if you hit them a bunch of times, especially if you're doing this like at level. But if you fight in the little cubby over there, once that door opens, if he flings you up, you just hit the little ceiling right there and you stay right there. The only downside to fighting him over there is that you're standing in lava and you take a little bit of damage, but you know, it shouldn't be a big deal by today's standards. There's also going to be some trash that spawns, some fire elementals, and some hellhounds, so it's really good to have people dedicated to killing trash. Since we are way over level, none of that really matters, but if you are doing this at level or you are doing this at Reaper, you're going to want to, you know, be more serious about, you know, having somebody maybe take the jailer off to one corner, having another tank take the judge off to another corner, having 1 or 2 people dedicated to killing trash, for example. And it's especially important too, because if you die in this part, you cannot be raised until this part's over. So every time somebody dies, they're just taken out of this fight until it's over. And traditionally, you know, it was easy to have a wipe in this part, but not a big deal by today's standards. Any questions before we get started with part 1?
What happens if you try to gibbers out of a wipe?
Well, I think you just gibbers inside of the penalty box, and you still can't get out.
Gibbers does not work in this part. Tested.
Ah, that's good to know. You do not need the boots in this part. It'll be part 3. This is part 1. I will remind you, I promise, because I don't want anybody to get banished out of here. And these guys will teleport around. It'll be no big deal for us, but you know, it's just, I can't emphasize enough. If you're doing it Reaper or at level, you know, you may need to take this raid more seriously. Yeah, there was a time when I started playing DDO, this was the end game raid. It was really tough too. I remember doing it on normal and failing. You know, with 12 people. And I am gonna go ahead and take the judge over into the cubby.
Almost killed the jailer with 1 fusillade.
That's funny. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take him out because I want the people that are newer to this raid to see what that anti-gravity thing is like. We want you to experience not only how to do these raids and these teaching raids, but sort of see what happens when things go wrong. Because we want you to be prepared for those situations. It's not only important to know how to do the raid, but to know what to do when things don't go ideally. If you look to the east, you'll see there's a gate in a little room. That's the penalty box where you appear if you die. And you're not getting out of it until the part is over, until these mini-bosses are dead.
Just like Soli, the judge also does a healing curse as well. So, important to deal with the curses.
Yes, if you have a curse in here, you will not be able to be healed unless you remove the curse. Alrighty. Oh, now we go up here. Go up top if you're new. And you pull this lever to free mini Eritricos. and then you talk to him, and he gives you the passphrase to the next part. And then that after you talk to him, the penalty box opens, and then the way to the next part opens, and there's 2 chests in the back. No named loot in here. In this part. Shrine up if you want to. And we're going to keep going. It looks like Noah is shrining, so let's wait for him, please. Ravens is shrining too, so let's wait, please.
Changed my mind.
Oh, okay. Right, we're all here?
Yeah, he was so cute. I would have stuck to he like that.
We're just killing trash on the way to part 2 here, no big deal. Tieflings, Vezikira, maybe a few devils, some Orthons. This is where we're doubling back. This is that pit that we jumped down where that slave girl was. But now it's covered. We're going back through and back to that room where the movie was. Don't fall down here into the lava on the side. I don't think there is a way back up. And if you de-door out, you'll be on the other side of the lockout point. Be really careful when you're going up the steps because they're beveled and it's easy to slip off. Don't move once you get into the next part. This is part 2. Traditionally a very difficult portion of this raid. What's going to happen when we step forward, there's the Shadow Lord Netherios is going to be on top of the stairs ahead of us. And then throughout this part, he's going to summon big shadows. They look like big horn devils, but they're just like shadowy or black. And they do lots of cold damage. And the way that this part was traditionally done is that there were 2 ways typically. You would have a person assigned to kiting the shadows, and you would want somebody who could run really fast because the shadows move really fast. So you need like a haste wizard or a monk, for example. Or a favorite soul with wings was really good too. And they would just grab the aggro of the shadows and then just kite them in a big circle around the zone. The other way to do it is to have somebody tank the shadows at the bottom of the steps, and the point is to keep the shadows off the party. Because the shadows get on the party and they could do lots of cold damage. But here's sort of a little caveat, a little secret if you will. A lot of people don't know this. That the shadows don't really do a whole lot of cold damage to you unless you're like moving around inside of them. If you're standing still, it's like they'll only tick once. So the point is, if you get shadows on you, you don't want to like run all around because it's going to constantly tick damage. The red fire shield is really good to have for that. We're not going to even be worried about that because we're not going to do any of those methods because we're just going to go up there and smash it. And we're going to let the shadows die in our auras, like all our burst damage. And here's the thing, once the level cap went beyond 20 and people got all their epic destiny abilities, there's so many like auras and AoE things now that those kinds of things attract the shadows as they're like spawning out of the side doors, and they would just go right up to the party. So it became more and more difficult to keep the shadows off the party. So unless you're doing this like at level or like Reaper, you can pretty much just go up there and just smash it and, you know, kill the shadows as they come up to you and not worry about having somebody, you know, kite them around or tank them. So like I said, it's really hard to keep them off the party anyways because of all the auras and AoE damage. It just brings them right up there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and step forward. Red fire shield if you like. And we're just going to fight everything at the top of the steps. Just gather around Netherios and beat him up.
if you are running this at level and doing the kiting method, about here is where you want to put the AoE to distract the shadow things.
Yeah, like
Bottom
a
of the steps.
like a fire, like an ice storm at the bottom of the steps is really good, or acid fog or something. Blade barrier. Amber Scion, I don't think that Divine Intervention allows you to move through the prismatic wall anymore. It's been a long time since I ran with a tune with that, but I'm 99% sure that it does not allow that. Super quick today, but back in the day, that part could take 5 minutes easily.
You remember having to have a backup kiter when that method was used?
Oh my god, dude.
Yes.
I used to kite all the
Just
time,
in case
man.
things went bad.
What was really bad was having to be like the solo healer and the backup kiter.
I remember like failing kiting a few times. I always felt so bad, you know. Sometimes you get stuck, you know. Someone would, you got them chasing you, and then they'd spawn right in front of you, and oh man, that part was rough. If anybody wants named loot in here, just call it out, please. You know, most of my guildies probably don't want any of that stuff. So if you see something you like, just ask for it to be passed. Anybody need a shard of great power?
Draconic necklace is pretty nice. It's got a clicky of GH on it.
Oh yeah, that is one of the nicer ones.
It's kind of funny to
Another
see
nice
that
one is
great power in
this.
here. Oh yeah, jump clicky.
It's very important,
Level
guys.
15 jump cluckies.
It's very, very easy to click on the portal to part 3 by accident, because the shrine is right next to it. If you ever do that and you need to use the shrine, you can type /stuck and come right back here. Just don't move. And don't do what one of my guildies did years ago and type /death instead of /stuck, because that's an entirely different thing. It was Levio that did that.
Very nice.
I think he was supposed to be our tank that run.
That sounds
So-
like Mariah.
Yeah, I know, right? But this is going to be part 3, and I would recommend that you put on your boots of anchoring right now before you even go into part 3. Traditionally, we would go into part 3 and then buff up and then put our boots on, but with all the like auras of menace now, what can happen is the bosses can potentially aggro on you right away, and if you get, you can get banished like this instant you step in there. The boss Horath casts, I think it's called Blasphemy, which is a banishing effect. And like if it hits you, and you fail to save, you just like you'll be in the marketplace, and you're not getting back in. Even if you run back, like you can re-enter the raid, and there'll be a re-entry penalty for XP, but you'll be locked out of loot. So put your boots on and step through the portal.
One thing that a lot of people will do too is they'll throw the haste before equipping the boots, because once you have the boots on, if you go to cast haste, it won't actually affect you. So do the haste
That is
first,
correct.
then boots.
With the boots on, you cannot be hasted. So here's what invariably happens: you do this raid, you forget to take your boots off, and then 3 quests later, you're like, "Why isn't haste working? Why can't I be hasted? What the hell's going on?" You're like, "Oh, I still have my boots of anchoring on from Tower of Despair."
It's also why it helps to have
Yep.
your speed or striding on a non-boot item.
Okay, we're all here.
I crafted on my boots.
Let's go ahead and step forward, guys. You can watch the little dialogue that happens between Horath and the council. They basically tell him to go fuck himself. This is his problem, and it's kind of funny. Okay, so
I
Horath.
love how they just abandoned him.
Oh, I know, it's awesome. They're like, this is your problem. We're out.
That's just like real life.
So Horath here, he's the guy that can cast banishment. He is he's a pit fiend, and so you just want to let the tank like pull him off. Like usually tanks pull him, the tank will be between these chairs or something. That way it's a nice little cubby for them to be in, and Horath can be beat on from behind. There's going to be trash that spawns. There'll be Orathons spawn out of the portals. Some leaders, you'll occasionally run into a leader that'll tell you to kill the portals to beat them down, and they'll say, you know, it's because that'll stop the trash from spawning, but the portals just respawn, so there really isn't any practical value to beating down the portals. You're just spinning your wheels. Just have somebody dedicated to the trash, and then you'll be good to go.
Sully's down.
Everybody break off Horath, and no more Horath DPS, please. Just work on Sully. Just take him off over to a corner or something.
At level, it's really important for your Horath tank to have a lot of hit points. He does throw around a disintegrate that does hit for like 500 to 600 points of damage, so it is important
pretty
to have
intense.
quite a bit of hit points. And everyone that dies in here heals Horath too. He heals, is it 10%? I don't remember.
It depends on the difficulty, and it's like 50% on Elite. So that's another important point. Like, you're doing this. We actually did this like right after Repromote came out. I think we did it on like 2 skulls as like a full guild group or a full group. And there was one person. I think there's a video of that up too. And there's one person that had lower hit points that was dying, and I basically told him like, you're just gonna have to get away from Horath, because if you keep dying like that, he's just gonna keep healing. So you beat down Sully, you beat down Horath, and it's over. And Sully is just an optional. You don't have to kill Sully, but he gives you an extra chest if you kill him. But you gotta kill him before you kill Horath. If you kill Horath and Sully's still alive, Sully's like, I'm out. And I forget what he says, but he basically is like, I'm out of here. He scoots just like the other guys did.
I'm gonna leave Levio's ring. Levio's ring is gonna be in the chest.
So there are going to be these named rings that drop from this chest. That's the loot that drops in this raid, and they can be upgraded using the trophies of war. It's a largely irrelevant by today's standards, but there are still some kind of neat things that you can put on them. They're not bad for level 18, 19, 20, but not too many people go out of their way for this stuff anymore.
Nowadays, healing amp is probably the best thing to slot into one of those, just because it's the old 20% bonus, not the one you can gain at craft. So it stacks.
Noah, you're the only one rolling on the trophies, so I'm going to give you all of these trophies. You need 9 trophies to upgrade it, and you basically are putting a heroic green steel tier 2 property onto the rings. That's what you're upgrading those with. So, and they're a level 18 ring, so it's not bad, but like I said, it's probably not worth going out of your way for.
The ring system was the worst. There's so many different rings that it just takes forever to get the one that you really want.
Yeah, it was pretty rough back in the day.
Yeah. Even your 20th list wasn't a guarantee. You might go easily 60 or 80 completions if you're trying to bank on that.
Alright folks, any questions about Tower of Despair before we head over to the chronoscope? Don't forget to turn this one in, by the way, and take off your boots of anchoring. Oh, it's just double recall, and he's right there, like basically right across from the portal to get into the battlefield.
So Noah, the dot damage is from Horath. I forget what exactly it's called.
Badge.
You can get a few stacks of it. Yeah, it's that. So you will require constant healing if you're at low level. Otherwise, you'll get down too low, then you take a disintegrate, you die, he heals, you got to get raised, and it just it goes bad. Been there, done that.
Yeah, there's a few different things I think that he does. He's got some nasty effects that can last quite a bit long, or quite a bit beyond when he's dead. Alright, go ahead and bio, grab a drink if you like, and we'll meet at the entrance to Chronoscope in the marketplace here in a few minutes.
I'm gonna swap back to Savannah to get some experience out of this one. Should give a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap over to Twisted Sister. Smash Bang's still on timer for this one.
Alright. I think that black helmet guy wanted to join us for this part too. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How's the stream's health right now? Oh, now it's showing green. It's been showing yellow for like the last half hour. Like stream health. Now it's back to yellow again. Just in these last few weeks, I've been having problems with it. And I have no idea if there's anything I can do at my end. Okay, thanks for saying, Ember. Alright, so who here has never done Chrono before, or, you know, if you've done it a few times, or you've only done it on Heroic, or whatever? So, only on Heroic? How many times have you done it on Heroic, Ravens? Okay, it's basically the same raid, but, you know, it's harder hitting on Epic. What, Robo and Noah, have you guys done this raid before? No, if you've only done it a few times, I want you to join us. If you've never done it on Epic, I'm going to be explaining the whole thing, so hopefully I'll be able to provide you with some new information. You've done it a few times, okay, cool. Yeah, these teaching raid events are not just for first-timers. Definitely, like, and you know, if you've done it a few times and still feel like you have something to learn, I mean, like, even raids like, you know, Von 5, you could easily do that raid a dozen times and still not have any clue what's going on. Nope, Noah, you're welcome to stay for it, because I don't have anybody else other than Black Helmet. And he's not responding to my tells, so we're going to go ahead and start stepping in. Well, Ravens next week, we're gonna be doing the new raid, Riding the Storm Out, and then shutting it down for the year, but hopefully we'll bring it back in the winter of next year in January.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't actually kill Sulamati's in here. He's in here, but we just see him at the end. Yeah, it would have been cool if maybe he was the boss for the epic one or something. And let's see. Of the new Ravens, you're the only one not in, so we can get started once Raven gets in.
Is it the same quest giver?
Yep, I already shared it with you.
Oh, did I already have it?
Says you already have this
Oh,
quest,
you
yeah.
did. Yes, thank you. Yep. Thanks.
If you've been watching these teaching raid live streams, you may have heard me mention this before, but I'll say again that Twizzer here, who is my guildie here to help out, was actually a graduate of last year's teaching raid series. She joined every single teaching raid we did last year. And then she started raiding with us all the time, and we were like, okay, we just need to bring her aboard into guild. And yeah, I'm really happy to have her. And it's not the first time that we recruited somebody who joined a bunch of our teaching raids. So, you know, some people that don't know the High Lords of Malkir well on Sarlona have gotten the impression that, you know, we only take the best players or something, you know, that where you got to be really good player to get in here, and it's not the case at all. You know, Twizzer was a complete raid newbie when we took her in, and there was actually another person from last year's teaching raid series that we took in as well, Little Mama, who those of you know from Reaper Life. We recruited her out of our teaching raids as well. She raided with us a bunch after those, and you may have heard me talk in some of my videos about how, you know, that's how we bring people into the guild. It's the people that are running with us,
Looks like everyone's here.
that we've built a relationship with, that enjoy running with us, that we like to enjoy running with them, that, you know, that everybody feels is a good fit. But we never openly recruit. Alright, let's get our last second buffs. And, you know, we welcome anybody who wants to run with us. We welcome you to. That's why we hold these public events. You know, and if you're not new to raids, you know, so teaching raids wouldn't make sense for you, we have our Tuesday Abbot Fest. We have our Friday Raid Fest. Details for all our events are in the Sarlona forum. Alright, let's go. Don't fall off, you die. Oh, looks like Black Helmet's back.
Well, he's fine. There's no lockout in this raid at all.
Yep, Black, we just started Chronoscope. Come on in. Black, have you ever done this raid before? Okay. Come on in. Nice, late storm. Well, I want to show you a little perch spot that some of you may not have known. If you look very closely, you'll see there's some spiral stairs that are very, very hard to see. But you can actually go up the spiral stairs and get up on this.
Basically like the entrance to Prison of the Plains.
Yep, exactly. And you can get up on the ledge up there if you navigate carefully and not fall off like I did.
Used to be a good spot for scroll farming.
Yeah, so if you're a range tune or something, you can get up here and just range stuff down during this fight. Very soloable raid. Every raid that we're doing in tonight's event is a soloable raid. Very, very soloable for an over-level tune. So if you've never soloed it, I encourage you to give it a try. And like I said before, just start on normal or whatever difficulty you're comfortable with. Because the important thing is that, like, if you're looking for, if you're trying to get your Tharn's goggles or whatever, go solo VOD. Do it every 3 days.
Yeah, that's 20th will come along soon enough, and I think only the main loot, the stuff that drops out of the main chest, comes in the 20th, not the side chest stuff.
And, if you're not comfortable with soloing it, grab a friend or two. You can easily do it with 2 or 3 of you if you have your level 30s. Okay, guys, if you're new, you go into the Rusty Nail here, and you gotta start things along from this, or continue things by talking to your contact up there, Vahir Fenord. But I wanted to show you something here too, which is pretty cool in the back. There's a flame touch weapon vendor in the back, and he has got a whole bunch of different weapons, not exotic weapons, but you can actually buy these and take them out of the raid and use them as crafting blanks for Kraneth crafting. So don't buy overpriced flame touch weapons from the auction house. Just come in here at a Chronoscope, and buy as many as you want. If you're ever making a crafting weapon, at least use these. And then you're going to go through the D door here at the side.
No longbows, but they do have all the arrows and bolts you'll ever need if you don't have the need fender open. And I don't think they sell flame touch there anyways.
So I went through the D door at the side, and then I've talked to Vahir Fenord up here to get it started. And then he also has, he can give you some buffs, which can be helpful in the heroic, And you can tell him, let's see, before I go I have some questions. Can you give me any aid? And then, okay, they're not showing up on my buff bar because we already got better buffs from our cleric. But if you say, can you give me any aid, he gives you like aid and like 3 different buffs. And like I said, they can actually be helpful in the heroic instance. Also, a little trivia for you, if you come around the back of the tower up here, you will see Vela, who is the red dragon from the Von 6 raid. There she is in elven form. She appears here and in the Bogwater Tavern in the back as an unnamed bar patron.
I almost think all these dragons running around Stormreach masquerading as elves are just doing it to piss the giants off.
Maybe someday we'll find out. Go right back through the D door here, if you're at the top of the thing with me. And then go out of the Rusty Nail.
Yeah, if I need blanks for next life, I can always just Zerg heroic normal to the bar.
After we talk to Vahir, then we can come up here and talk to Delvarian, and then that'll break down the barrier and we can start killing stuff. This is a great XP raid, so we actually do this in guild like once or twice a week. The optionals are worth doing, especially if you have a full group and you can have, a couple people stay out here, work on trash. If you look in the upper right hand corner, the optional says reduce the double ground legions. It's just the trash mobs that we're killing now. 35 left. Reduce the doubles air legions, 6 left. That's the Abishai flying around. Rescue 15 Stormreach
Some
defenders.
of the boxes are bugged.
Yep, get your breakables here. There's some collectibles around too. Some of the boxes are bugged and won't break. But at this point, you can really just split up and kill stuff. And once we have the bulk of the stuff killed, we're gonna go to the bank, but not yet. And then we'll figure out a couple people that can stay out and farm for conquest. That's another thing that's worth doing, is having a couple of people stay out here and just keep killing stuff so you can get conquest. Like I said, it's a great XP raid. The mailbox by the entrance to the bank is a chest. I didn't ask this among the live streamers, but is there anybody watching the live stream right now that has never done Chronoscope?
That was funny. I knocked one of the Abishai clear out of the sky with the new Artie trip.
Collectible here, some Barney rubble. Like I said, just split up and kill stuff. If you're not comfortable, you know, going off on your own, then just stay with the group. I think there are 3 collectibles in this zone.
There's a total of 4 collectibles
Is there?
in the marketplace area.
Okay, maybe I didn't count right, or maybe I
There's-
didn't know about one of them.
There's 2 near House P, 2 piles of rubble.
Okay, I think I got those.
There's 1 over by House J. Or actually, I guess it would be House K.
Okay, I'm going to that one right now. I'm right here with you. Where's the... is the other one down by the old entrance to catacombs?
Yes. Well, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, it's right over here. Follow me.
Ah, okay. I think I forget about this one. Thank you. The bodies, the optional bodies that you find can be in a bunch of different locations. So you just want to backspace around or Q around whatever you use to target non-combat targetables, and they should pop out. There are shrines in both the Rusty Nail and the Phoenix Tavern if you ever need to use those.
Yeah, the shrines are plentiful, so don't worry about conserving spell points.
There's actually a third one also, after the second big boss fight.
Reaper oh, yeah, I did actually. Thank you for asking. I just got it about 4 or 5 days ago. 3 Reaper bonus to MR. Because they're available with Reaper bonus now, I don't even want to make those items unless I get a Reaper blank, you know? Just seems, you know, they're so expensive. I really want to get a good blank.
On them.
Were you on that tune? I don't even remember. Some of those farming runs I did so late at night, and I was just so, like, out of it. But I think I remember. I think you did a couple of... I think you did a few of them, right? Like, I took a break, a little bit of a break in between each run. Okay, let's get 2 people to stay out and kill trash, please.
Yeah, I'll hit trash.
Okay, thank you.
I'll stay out.
I'll stay out.
Okay, thank you, Vanna. We'll have Ina and Vanna stay out for trash. Everybody else can go ahead and go to the bank. Hey, Robert, welcome. Oh, Muskie, you've never done this on Epic? Okay, cool. It's like, it's basically the same raid. Can't really think of any differences between heroic and epic. I don't run this on heroic though. I mean, probably only run it on heroic a handful of times. Robo, go ahead and make your way to the bank. Yeah, you know, I do remember those runs because we were comparing Constitution, right? Because you were con build too. Okay, let's go ahead and step forward to get it started. So the blood plate guy up there, Orthon, is going to come down and we're going to beat him up. There's going to be waves of trash that spawn periodically, about every minute. The armorers like heal him up. And he can be really challenging on Reaper mode. You know, I remember coming here in the early days of Reaper, short-handed, and we didn't have enough DPS to take down Bloodplate because he kept healing from his armorers. I think Syax, you were in that group. We had like 4 or 5 people. And I think we wiped here. Oh, Syax is listening to the music. I think we wiped here and then like we regrouped and more people joined our LFM. Ina, have a Snickers.
No, something kept commanding me.
And Bloodplate's gonna bounce in and out. He's gonna go back up and take a little smoke break and then come back down. The more you beat him down, the less armor he has, so that by the end he's almost naked. It's kind of funny.
Watch his lines carefully, because some of them are hilarious, especially the one about the draft.
If you're gonna, you know, if you are in a situation where you need to be more serious about this, you know, you're doing it at level heroic or, you know, epic for Reaper. You know, you could put your crowd control up, your dancing balls, for example, right here in the middle to catch all this trash. I'll put one up so I can demonstrate where I'm talking about. But like right here is where you want to put up your CC, right where that dancing ball is. It's great because the trash tends to funnel through there. Okay, help yourself to the 2 chests. Shrine up if you need to. And then now we need to... This guy here at the bank, he has a key that he's going to give you, but he won't talk to you yet. You have to go into the Phoenix Tavern around the corner, which I'm going to go ahead and do. You guys don't need to go there yet. Well, actually, yeah. Go ahead and go to the Phoenix Tavern because there's a chest there. And you gotta talk to Professor Treemus. This is something I could have actually done before this part. And Tremus is in the back with Nelgan, and he tells you to get the deposit box key, that it's in the bank, that it's guarded by blood plate, yada yada. So I'm going back to get the key now. But everybody should be making their way to the Phoenix Tavern next to the bank. And then after you've talked to Professor Tremus and you've killed Bloodplate, then the teller here, the dwarven teller, will give you the key to the deposit box, which you have to take back to Tremus.
You can get all the keys you need to.
Nice grease. Talk to Tremus here, and you can just go over that little catwalk area there, Ravens, if you want to. There's a chest over here where you can jump down. If you don't have abundant step, instead of going around, you can just jump down here onto this and jump over here and grab the ledge. Help yourself to the deposit box. And let's go ahead and go back out. Instead of dedooring, let's actually go back out and kill some trash on the way to the steam tunnels. Some groups like to dedoor because that way it avoids additional trash, and especially if you're doing it at level, trash can be problematic. So if you're in a situation where you don't want to aggro more stuff, dedooring is the safer option there from the Phoenix Tavern. But we're just going to run over to the steam tunnels, and like I said, just kill trash, any trash you see along the way. Help out with getting conquest. There will be a barrier in front of the steam tunnels when we first get there. A purple barrier. You just have to go and talk to Vahir Nord at the top again. The top of the, where you go into the Rusty Nail, which I'm doing right now. You don't need to come in here. I'm just letting you know how to advance things. And you go to the top of the tower, you talk to Vahir, and he'll advance the story. And the barrier should be down now. You can go into the steam tunnels. If you are doing this at level, or things start to get hairy for whatever reason, a lot of times range tunes like to jump on this ledge back here and just range down from where I am. I just wanted to show you that this ledge is here. Let's see, Noah's not with us, and I want to make sure Noah's with us before we continue. Okay, will do. So we're just going to jump down here, start fighting Razor Arm. There's going to be a whole bunch of trash throughout the zone. This is a really fun raid to do. Like, I think it's level 8 on a Heroic Elite. It's fun to come
Yeah.
in here like a group of 6 to 8.
Only, yeah, it's 8.
And it can be a challenge for sure.
Especially healing. You don't have much in the way of mass cures except cleric burst and Artie's throwing pots.
I think I'm gonna do it on Reaper mode this life. I haven't done it on Reaper since like that first life.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think you might have been off headset about 10 minutes ago when I was talking about Sykes, but I think we did that during our first Reaper life together. And we had a problem in the bank. Because we did it with like 4, and we all wiped. But then we regrouped and more people had joined our LFM, and then we did it.
Well, that's because you don't have no DPS.
Yeah, level 6 I kinda don't. 2 chests down here, guys. Shrine up if you need to. And then we'll pull this lever, pulls up the portal to the last part. Step in, don't move once you've looted.
You're already level 3 though, aren't you, Carl? Maybe even more.
I'm level 4 now on Ginger.
So you'll be doing this pretty soon, man.
Oh, that's cool that you didn't know about that ledge, Robert. It's awesome, like, even when, if people watch these and know the raids well, I love it, like, even if they just can pick up a little tip like that. You never know when you're going to be in a group that's short-handed, at level, you know, it's like things are going bad, you're like, oh, let's jump on the ledge. Get the hell out of here. You know, it's another boss that by today's standards is no big deal, but, you know, back in the day, you wanted to have a serious tank for this. There are 3 collectibles around the zone, so go ahead and help yourself to those. There's also some breakables. If you haven't been playing DDO for a long time, and it predates me, but years and years ago, the little market vendors weren't there. There was a tent, like you see when we're outside here in the Chronoscope raid. And inside the tent is where all the vendors are, and this is what the inside of the tent generally looked like. If you look up, you can see we're in like a big tent right now. And there were like ladders and platforms around the outside, and I guess it was really irritating to get up like to certain vendors. And there was like this public event that they did where the devils invaded the marketplace, so there were like devils running around the public zone, and this went on for I guess weeks. And then at the end of that event, the marketplace tent on live in the public instance blew up, and that's then from that point on the marketplace looks like it does today. If you weren't around DDO at that point and you never heard of this before, you can go onto YouTube and find videos of that, and you can watch the marketplace tent blow up, and it's kind of neat. But this whole raid is like a reenactment of that event, so like at the end of this raid you actually watch the market tent blow up and stuff. Alright, well, we're gonna go over here, get things started. Yeah, and I didn't know that until I was watching, I don't know, it was one of the live like DDO cast or something, or maybe it was Cordovan's thing the other day. I didn't know that Devil Assault was just for that event, and then due to player demand, they left that as an always-on quest, which explains why the leveling scheme for that quest is so weird. You know, on normal it's level 6, on hard it's level 12, and on elite it's level 18. And that there's no bravery bonus for it. So you kill the 5 Abishai, and then they form Voltron. Black Helmet, I'm not really sure what you're asking. What do you type to watch? Oh, I would just go to YouTube and type in, like, you know, market tent blowing up or something. I'm not really sure, man. It's been a long time since I've seen that video. But there are videos online of it. There might even be some videos of it on, like, the official DDO sites. I don't know why I go over to where he forms, because every time I do this, the range tunes pull him over here before I can grab his aggro. I should just stay there and let the range tunes pull him over to me.
The first one I found.
What did you say, Vanna?
Oh, I just
I'm back.
give a link for the market
We have
blowing up.
Conquest.
Cool, come on into the end fight. Thank you for doing that.
Don't forget all your chest, bang, phoenix, etc.
So this guy's going to turn into different dragons and do different abilities. Like the red dragon does a breath, the black dragon does an average black tentacle effect. The blue dragon does all these ice shards, and some of them can be pretty serious. Probably not if you're on your 30, but if you're on a lower level tune, some of these effects can really jack you. I have been surprisingly killed by some of these effects in situations where I thought, oh, he's not even going to be able to damage me. Some of them still hit pretty hard. I think he even does a curse that prevents healing.
Yep.
But now he is dead, and now is the point in which Sulamades makes his appearance in the raid. And there he
Sadly,
is.
we don't get to kill him.
Great dialogue.
You're the one who will die when I use the sliver of time to drain your youth. The sliver of time shattered? How?
Idiotic tiefling. You cannot steal youth from one who is immortal.
No! Mercy, my lord Sulamades.
I think I shall take you back to Shavarath and have you put to the question.
With Sulamades' departure, the tent begins fluttering with a massive impulse of infernal energy. It may not be prudent to remain here much longer.
I always want to know what the question is when they take you back to Shavarath. So go to the portal here. If you stay inside the tent, you will blow up and die. But go through the portal and then go straight ahead to the Rusty Nail. And then back to the left of the Rusty Nail is the D-door. And it's a funny gag to play on your friends, like you cast a D-door right on top of the D-door, so your friends click the other D-door and go back to the start and then get confused about why they're at the start instead of the end. So there's that. Once everybody gets up here, we'll finish it, and I want to make sure that, you know, some of the newer folks may have never watched or realized that you can watch the tent blowing up, and I'm going to show that on the live stream as well, once everybody's up here. Alright, we'll do it. Voice is on. Nelgan falls in the grease. Nice. Alright, we'll talk to Vahir to finish
The devil
it.
magics around
And then
the
if you
market
watch
tent
the
have
tent,
finally reached their peak.
this
Whatever
is
they're
what
trying to do,
the
it is
event looked
happening
like.
now.
You may want to step out of the sleet storms.
If you
need
notice
some
the
sleep
top of the
storms.
marketplace, that medallion right there, that is actually a part of Through Barrel Cove. It's an explore point. And when you go over there, it says, you know, this one's adorned the marketplace bazaar, and then, you know, the double vortex thing swung it here.
Isn't that great trivia?
It's kind of a cool bit.
But yeah, what you're
Figured you'd
watching
like
now
that.
actually happened on the live servers in the public event. And then the tent
This
was
is
no
how
more.
history recorded the end of the Devil invasion on Stormreach. Death and destruction across the marketplace,
Yeah,
and the complete
attention to detail
annihilation
is
of the
actually
old
pretty good in
market
this raid.
tent.
If you've ever tried talking to the priest in Rusty Nail, he'll even offer to bind you, but something's a little wrong.
If anybody needs base items from this raid, please call it out. The Gem of Many Facets is broken. There's not really any point in ever making it epic. It doesn't work anyways. Yep. Is anybody looking for base items? Got the bracers if anybody needs that.
I got the bracers. Does anybody else want them besides Ravens? If not, I'll be happy to give them to you.
I was offering them.
Oh. You want another pair?
Shard of the Goggles of
Thank
Time
you.
Sensing. Those are pretty cool. The epic version has 5 clickies of like 90-second haste. And that item is still worth getting. Even by today's standard, 5 clickies of 90-second haste is pretty solid for a level 20 item. And it's an AoE haste too.
Yeah, I've never gotten a shard out of here.
Okay guys, does anybody have any questions about Chronoscope? Or any of the raids
I
we
guess
did
I gotta
tonight?
dip out here.
Yeah, don't forget to turn it in to the dude underneath the bridge in the south end of the marketplace. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for helping out High Lords. And y'all have a great night. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you could make it. One more event next week, riding the storm out. Week from today. Those watching the live stream, if there are any final questions, I will be monitoring the chat for another 5 minutes or so. But I am going to shut down the video. Thanks for tuning in. Again, don't forget to turn in, guys, and have a wonderful evening.